Zoom. So we are in progress. Hi, my
Yeah,
love. So happy to be with you. Happy Thursday, almost the end of the week.
I'm so
Although,
excited.
does it really feel like we're working? Because we have a lot of fun.
I feel like we have a little too much fun sometimes. I
Too
mean,
much fun.
can you have too much fun?
I have too much fun. I will never say that I have too much fun because you know me, I'm always looking for those high vibe
Mm,
frequencies that really
mhm.
like bring me even more content. I'm so excited about what we're going to talk today about because it is so important, and I know you're huge on that very practical tool that really like, I don't know about you, Patricia, you're going to tell me, but for me, it has changed the whole perspective and my way of manifesting
Oh yeah,
my dream business. So,
it's true.
yes, let's talk about vision
Mhm.
boards and vision statements. What do you have to say about that?
Uh, Everybody knows that I love a good vision. I love to deep dive into the good vision, right? One of the things that I hear so often about visions is like, I feel like I'm locked into it. The one thing I always love to tell people is your vision is actually a living, breathing thing. It evolves with you. It is secular. It sort of play with it and dig into it. What are the emotions? What are the feelings? What comes up for you when you dig into that vision?
And,
Get exciting with it.
And you know what's so interesting? For the longest time ever, I was doing vision boards. And this morning, I just had like that epiphany. And I was like, I know now why vision boards never worked for me. It's because it's very static and you
Mhm.
cannot change it and adjust it regarding the way you feel. So
No.
if you're just like me and you have like a bunch of different emotion and different frequency that you navigate, even like during the day, right? You
Hmm.
need to have something that is actually super handy so that
Hmm.
you can adjust it depending on that spectrum, you know, that polarity of what you want and what you don't want. And for me, having a vision board didn't do anything, and there is actually two reasons for that. Number one, oh my goodness, I have two birds just like landing just here next to me. I'm very like big on sign, you know me. So it was just a sign from my baby who's coming, and the a third one. So three birds, and they're like red and blue, and they're so beautiful. I'm gonna look at that sign anyway.
Maybe it's two people coming. We keep saying the one spirit baby, but maybe it's two to create three little people for you. I don't know. I'm just
Yes,
saying.
yes. Just for you to know, so I'm trying to conceive my baby number two. So I'm looking at every single sign from the universe to give me and to connect with that spirit baby. And by the way, I'm going to connect with it on Saturday. But that's a whole new story. If you have question about that and how I'm going to connect with my spirit baby, just let me know. But it's actually inside my vision, like me becoming more aware, me becoming more conscious, me becoming more spiritually open to the sign, to the spirit, to the things that I'm supposed to hear. Having said that, with the vision board, what I was going to say is for some people, and in particular me, the vision boards doesn't work, but the vision statement,
Mhm.
the written version of it where I can change things work very well. And there are two reasons for that. Number one, in general, a brain, when you have too many images in front of your brain cannot pick one and focus on one. And so that's
Mm.
very disturbing when you're trying to manifest a very specific things in your life because the energy is spread like pretty much everywhere. So for me, having a written vision, even though it's by, you know, area of my life, such as health, relationship, vocation and work, money, time, spirituality, it's really actually give me the focus for me to be able to soak into each emotion for each
Yeah.
area of my life.
Yeah, oftentimes what you find with a vision board is it is a stagnant item. It is something that you place words or you place pictures on, and then you're just looking at it. But what is the feeling around that magazine cutout? What is the feeling? One of the questions that I like to ask as we're looking and we're deep diving into the vision is, how do you feel when you're there? That vision board for most people cannot tell you how you feel there in that moment. And then also, we don't want to hold so fast to our vision that we forget that there could be something even better waiting for us past what we're dreaming of and what we're imagining.
Mm-hmm. I was reading something very interesting this morning, and it's called the principle of having. And they explain that the way we function, and that's why we're blocking the manifestation, and we're blocking like that vision to happen, is like we think that the opposite of having is not having. But by the time you have that desire to have something, you actually activate the frequency of already having it. So you're already on the spectrum of having it. And so the opposite of having it is actually not having that desire yet. But as soon as you have the desire, you have it. You are in the frequency of having it, because having it, it's not just the result, it's also the process of getting it and having it. And so that's why visions are such a smart tool to remember that. And remember what we tell to one of our clients. She loved the idea of vision board or vision statement, because by the way, you have to do what works for you. And if it's a board, it's a board. But she was like, I don't really know how to use that. I get it. I have to read it every day. I have to adjust it when I feel like I need to adjust it. But the key, I feel, for vision is really like to have pleasure and have joy and sucking into those feeling and emotion that your vision is bringing you, because your brain doesn't make a difference whether you actually can touch what you want or not yet. So the only way to link that material things, that tangible things, to where you are right now is to bring how you will feel about it, because emotion, remember, it's just energy going around.
Yeah. For me, one of the reasons why I connect so deeply with my vision, and me, I'm a very type A equals B equals C equals D. Well, for me, on those days where it's a little bit harder to connect with the work that I'm doing, maybe you're struggling with, am I ever going to get there? Am I ever going to make it? Am I ever going to actually achieve all of these things in my vision? My vision brings me back to the emotion behind it and the reason why. Why am I doing this? Why do I feel so connected to this? What is the path forward on this? So it can go so deep. But did you see the message from one of our clients about her vision this morning? That was the best message to wake up to.
I think I haven't seen it yet. I haven't connected yet. So tell me.
Well, it's 9:00 in the morning for you, but it is noon. It's noon for me. So I've lived a whole day before you even get here.
Yeah, and you're a mom of 8 people. So you even live 2 days during that freaking morning where I was still asleep.
Listen, as school is starting to let out, it feels like there might be 15 people here. But the message was that her vision was complete and she was just thrilled with the process.
Oh.
So imagine that same woman a week ago was like, vision, what? I don't get it. I don't think this is cool. I don't want to do it. And today, not only has she fully stepped into it, but she really enjoyed the process. She totally immersed herself in it. So
it's actually her first quantum leap of becoming her next version. How magical is that? Because it actually creates the ripple effect that will follow, because her energy, I know who you talk about, because I exactly know who is there. And her energy has shifted already, and she started to create the momentum that actually support not only her business at a higher level, but also her life, because we know that everything is linked. Having said that, I want to, for people who's watching the live or replay, by the way, say hello if you're here. I want you to embody, to embrace that having a vision is magical. It's the beginning of your transformation. Well, the beginning is to really accept that and step into the process. But the vision is kind of a fundamental steps of you becoming your future version. Because let's say that if you go to no matter what place, but you don't have a map or a GPS now, well, it's going to take you way more time than if you have a clear vision and you exactly know what step and what road you're going to take to go to that specific point. That's the same goes with your life.
Actually, I would take it a step even further with the vision. I see the vision as the first step in truly taking accountability for your dream. It's the first time, your vision is the first time you lay those words to paper and give it to the universe. It's not in your head. It's not something that you're holding on to for yourself, but it's something you're officially saying, you know what, universe, this is my dream. This is what I see. It is the first time that you give that energy to the universe and you make it a part of the landscape as opposed to just keeping it inside of you. It is truly one of the, I believe this is the hardest step in transformation.
This is so incredible because it actually linked all the shift blueprint that we created together, the stand up for yourself so that you can stand out, honor who you are, honor your skill, honor your vision, even.
Yes.
Implement the little steps, right? Free yourself. Just forget everything and just focus, even like the F word, focus on what you want to create and trust that is already happening to you because you already have that desire. Having said that, I would love, before we go, because it's just supposed to be a very short live and I think we're already like 10, 15 minutes in.
We're talking.
I would love your perspective on having a vision on shorter period of time, such as what would be the biggest benefits for me to have a summer vision. So summer is around the corner. It's right now in 20 days, less than 20 days will be summertime. And we know like the flow of summer is very different. We want to rest, we want to relax, but also like as entrepreneur, I always feel like the guilt, the pressure, to just step back and the fear that I'm going to miss out on something. And also, you know, like it's kind of the ego talking about like, well, everybody else is doing something and you just like relaxing. And so you feel so guilty. So what is in your opinion, the biggest benefits of having a vision that is so short in the period of time, right? Because summer is around the corner.
Yes. Thank you for asking that, because the honest truth is big visions are amazing and they are the life's blood of what we do and how we move forward, right? But what I find in the summer is those longer days call to us. We want to go out. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want to spend time with our friends and our family, right? But if we are truly to honor the cycle, the natural cycle of your life, then you need to have a shorter vision that embodies where you are in that moment and in your business. For me, I found myself always coming into summer, my children coming home from school. It felt like a failure. It felt like I was having to choose, am I going to work my business or am I going to be a present parent? And I always felt like I was failing at both of them. Because if I was really dedicated to my business, then my children were sitting at home bored. And if my children were going out and doing fun things, then my business was failing. Until I started to really work with the natural cycle of my life, which you wrote about in the blog this week. But the natural cycle of my life says that I'm going to take time during the summer to rest, to recuperate, and then to really create the blueprint for moving into the fall when I get right back into it and I'm rested and I'm happy and my family is back at it as well. So instead of fighting it, creating a smaller vision that you can connect with on a shorter period of time, but that is just as important as the much bigger vision that's getting you 3 years or 4 years ahead. So creating those actionable steps that are going to set you up for success moving into the later weeks of the summer and into the fall.
And you know what makes me think, and I think we're going to talk about that next week during our live, because we're going to go live now from now on every Thursday at 9 a.m. and we'll see what's going to happen from that magic. But I think it's remind, because I had that download like early this week, about like last week actually, about the natural cycle and how you can, as human, get closer and closer to Mother Earth cycle and to your own natural cycle, and how you can match both of them. So the moon is one example. Your menstrual system, your menstruation, your menstrual cycle as a woman is also another one. So really becoming the observant of your different natural cycles, including your what we call ultradian cycles, ultradian cycle, or the short cycle, the short rhythm that you have as a unique person. So important. I don't want to spoil, so I'm not going to extend on that today. We're going to talk about that next week, but it makes so much sense what you were telling. And it's very funny because we actually like consistently and constantly manifest the next second, like all the freaking time. So having a summer vision then makes a lot of sense, right? Following that flow and having that vision when we really feel free and in flow, and working a little bit if we want to, but really like so precious.
Well, it's important to spend time with your family and your friends. It's also important to regroup. It's really important to stay present to the natural cycle of your day, of your week, of your month, your year, and to work within that natural cycle rather than against that natural cycle and forcing yourself into something which is a low vibe. We all know that that puts out into the world a super low vibe that isn't bringing back anything of any value. So yeah, let's work with it, not against it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Patrice, for this lovely live together. I'm so excited about what's coming up next for us and for the people in the community. This is so much fun. I have so much fun. So excited. Thank you very much. And we'll be back. When are we going to be back?
Next Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Amazing.
Right?
Sending you love to all of you guys. Have a precious rest of the week, and we're going to sign out.
Love it.
Love and light. Well, if I can sign out.
Yeah, if you can figure it out. Everybody knows I'm not.